What is up, YouTube? We have made it to the final tier list video. Top tier, still relatively big top tier compared to most, but this is where it all comes down to. These are the best characters in the game. As always, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can join the ESAM, and also don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can get notified every time I upload a video. And saying as this is the final part, I did already have 3 parts of my tier list, so don't forget to hit the annotation in the up right corner so you can go to the first tier list video or the second or the third. I don't know what I'm gonna put in the future. Editor me, please just do one of them. And as always, enjoy the tier list because I think, honestly, this is my favorite tier list I've ever made. I think it is super accurate, but enjoy the end of it.
Let us get into top tier. Obviously, you know which characters are in top tier at this point, but how am I going to order them? First off is going to be Pac-Man. I think I'm maybe underrating Pac-Man a little bit. I think he dropped like 1 or 2 spots from my last tier list. But Pac-Man is obviously insane. Has grab combos, has camping, has crazy damage output, has some of the most consistent and best, like probably the most consistent kill setup in the game in terms of just bell, like throw bell, which is really good. But I do think that a couple people have a good point, whereas people aren't exploiting the disadvantage state of this character enough. They're not baiting his Nair, they're not baiting his Hydrant and stuff like that quite enough for him to like be punished as much as he should. Obviously, this character does also struggle in several matchups. In my opinion, he struggles versus Mario, versus Snake, versus Zero Suit, versus Palu, maybe versus Shulk, maybe versus Wolf. Like, there's a decent amount of characters that can have a pretty good time versus character. Also versus Min Min. Min Min destroys this character, in my opinion. Like, T is obviously incredible. His results are wild. Pac-Man is insane, but I feel like people don't exploit Pac-Man quite as much as he could be getting exploited. Still top tier, still busted, but just not like top 15 like I potentially thought he was before. Next up, we're gonna have R.O.B. R.O.B is a very interesting case. Very interesting case, because R.O.B is a character that if you talk to any R.O.B main, and you even talk to mains of the people like playing against R.O.B, there are so many characters that beat R.O.B. Right? Like, I looked at Avaman's matchup chart, and there were like 20-something losing matchups. Like, it made a Samsora matchup chart look like a top 5 character. That's how bad it was. And a lot of R.O.Bs say relatively the same thing. Like, maybe not quite as bad, but R.O.B does lose a lot of matchups because R.O.B has a mediocre disadvantage state relatively. He can't really get off the ledge. He's potentially exploitable off stage. Blah, 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 blah. All the bad things. Then he hits you at 0 and kills you. Or he catches your gyro that you threw at him with a dash attack and then throws it at you and side Bs you. R.O.B is the swingiest character in the entire, the second swingiest character in the entire game. It doesn't matter how bad your matchup is, because there is a potential for you to just lose and die in every matchup. Because you have up air being unreactable to DI, so if you get down throw into up tilt up air, you can potentially die. You of course have side B, he has incredible ledge trapping. Like, yes, you can parry his Nair on landing, which I think is one of the reasons why he's lower top tier and not like where Japan thinks he is, like top 5, top 7. Like, I still think he's an incredible character. He does lose several matchups, but I think this character just has it all. He has the best ground option in the entire game in terms of down tilt. He has great out of shield options in terms of up smash and out of shield gyro drop. He has so much. He has it all. He's just a big, bulky character that sometimes gets hit by more just gimmicks, like win condition, random bullshit things than other top tiers, and that's it. That's literally his negative. And like, sometimes Nair is bad. That's it. Like, that's it. That's literally it. And then he can steal stocks at 0, and 20, and 40, and 60, and 80. Like I think R.O.B is insane. Next up is going to be my official secondary and Wi-Fi main, Min Min. I don't understand why people don't think this character is broken. I am in the Japan camp. Japan thinks this character is busted, as far as I'm aware. This character is insane. They have the best neutral in the entire game. They have an insane punish game. They have some of the best 2-framing in the game in terms of down angle Ram, down angle Dragon, and down tilt. They have crazy combos, like you can do landing Megawatt Nair into Megawatt tilt into Dragon forward smash. You have crazy 0 to deaths with this character depending on the matchup and your rage and stuff like that, and you have just options to cover everything. Your ledge trapping is incredible. The only negative of this character is the fact that they are gimpable if they don't have a double jump. They are edge guardable, but it doesn't matter because half the time people can't edge guard you anyway because they have to worry about your giant forward smash with laser that is coming out to protect you. Also, people say they are bad at getting off the ledge, but I 100% disagree because you can, for the most part, like I remember mentioning like, oh, just having a good ledge hop aerial isn't super good for getting off the ledge, but Min Min's is, because you do ledge hop into Megawatt tilt and then you land and you're able to jump, which means that Megawatt land is +3. So, I mean, granted, she can only do a different arm attack, but you have to guess whether she's going to stay on the ground or jump, which is really hard to do, and if you're wrong, suddenly now she's back into neutral, good luck. Like, my arms are ramen noodles, I now control neutral. Like, it's crazy. It's so good. And then she can kill really well, she has great out of shield options in terms of up smash, she of course parry down smash is really good, and then she just is so hard to hit. She's so hard to hit. I don't even think she struggles that much with rushdown characters because most of the rushdown characters that are really good in this game struggle to recover versus her. Like, she does struggle versus Pikachu in my opinion, also potentially struggles with Shulk, but I don't think she does particularly poorly versus Mega Man, or not Mega Man, yeah, Mega Man, or Zero Suit, which some people have said, or even like, I think she does well, like even or beats Game & Watch. I think she just does really well in a lot of matchups, especially once people are starting to learn to play comfortably with all 3 arms for a lot of the time. And then again, sure, people haven't seen this character offline because the quarantine, but once you can actually time Ram angle down, it's done. Like, it's crazy. She's so good. She's so good. The only reason she's not top 10 is because she's exploitable a little bit off stage, and that's it. But like, she's insane. She's so good. You can't deal with people jumping up against me with her. Just don't throw your move out and then anti-air them. Like, her up smash is one of the best anti-airs in the game. It's crazy. She's so good. Next up is going to be Roy. This character's wild. Yes, I do think Roy is several spots better than Chrom, and here's why. Somehow, because of Chrom's bad recovery, Roy's more consistent than Chrom. And Chrom is supposed to be the consistent character. Roy has crazy kill potential with Jibe B, which is jab side B, Jair. You have, of course, his sweet spot forward smash, which is stronger than Chrom's. He has just back air, forward air, up airs in general, which are really good for killing. He has, in my opinion, an equally as good out of shield as Chrom because it has armor on frame 4, so it can actually beat a lot of multi-hits that are hitting his shield, which is really good. And then, of course, it's safer to land, like, if you're wrong. I think Roy is incredible. I think Roy's incredible. You can combo with his sour spots. Like, I've definitely got, like, down throw into sour spot up air, sweet spot up air, and I've died. Like, this is crazy. Roy is so good. The only problem with Roy is he's fairly combo heavy. Like, he's comboable because he's a fast faller that isn't that heavy. So he takes a lot of damage from combos and doesn't necessarily live a long time to kind of compensate for that, like the other like heavy characters and fast faller characters. So that's literally it. Otherwise, he's very fast, difficult to deal with, safe moves. He's insane. He's so good. Like, he's actually wild. He has a good recovery, too, because a lot of the angles that he's going to put himself out, one, it's really hard to deal with his up B, and two, like, unless you're Pikachu, which, like, I'm taking my bias out of it, right? Like, I don't see a lot of people edge guard Roy, except for me. And maybe, like, Min, haha. His natural angle that he wants to up B at is also an un-two-frameable angle, because he grabs the ledge from above. But I think this character's recovery is really good, hard to mess with. And, like, his representation's really good, and he's just strong. Plus, he has good matchups with the top tiers, in my opinion. I think he does pretty well versus Peach, pretty well versus Palu and Zero Suit. I don't think does well versus Pika, unfortunately. That's definitely a rough matchup. And has a couple other bad matchups, but overall does very well against the top tiers. Like, no bad matchups, except for, again, Pikachu, which I'm the only one currently that is super good, so it doesn't really matter. Like, it's a bad ESAM matchup, more than a Pikachu matchup, you know? And now, we are going to go to the other red man, Mario. Mario's wild. One of the best out of shield options in terms of up B because it's frame 3. Some of the best combos in the game. Some of the best kill confirms in the game. Great on platforms. Great neutral because of back air and neutral air and forward tilt and stuff like that. Fireball's amazing. Cape makes it so that projectiles aren't super great versus him. Flood gives him stage controller, also makes it difficult to edge guard. He has dash attack as one of the best 2 frames in the game because it's consistent, it lingers, and it hits people out. It's so good. Mario is an insane character. The only flaw of Mario is sometimes he gets kept out. But if he doesn't, and you're wrong and you try to do a landing aerial on him and he parries it, then he goes dash grab into dash up air, forward air, you're dead. Or, sorry, down throw into up air, nair, dash up air, forward air, you're dead. Also, he's good on platforms now with IDJ combos too, which is crazy. Like, this character's wild, has really solid matchups. I don't think maybe he has one 60-40 out of his favor, which is Shulk. Other than that, he can beat any character. Again, he has very explosive combos. Like I mentioned with R.O.B, it's like, oh no, it doesn't really matter if you lose a matchup, barely, if you can just kill people at 10. Like, does really well versus the top tiers, maybe slight loses against a couple of them, and that's it. And, like, is a really hard check to a lot of characters, and has an even matchup with Pikachu, which is good, because a lot of characters don't. Yeah, Mario's busted. Mario's super good. You know who else is busted and really good? And people underrate for some reason? Fox. People say Fox sucks. I don't get it. This character has everything you need. He is one of the fastest characters in the game, has one of the most ambiguous neutrals because of his fast fall, has a mediocre grab, he doesn't get combos off of it, thank God, but then he puts you in a bad position, edge traps you with Nair for 17 seconds, and then reuse your roll in with a dash attack, and then up air uppers you. This character does damage, he has kill confirms, he has really long range kill confirms in terms of side B because you have side B into up air, which is actually very good for a tech chase as well. Literally the only negative of this character is his recovery is exploitable, but people pretend that his recovery is exploitable means that if he goes off stage at 10%, he's going to die, which literally isn't true. Not even a little bit. You have to have a disjointed, lingering spike to really edgeguard Fox the way Fox mains pretend to get edgeguarded, because he doesn't. Like I, as Pikachu, oftentimes if they're not at 10% because happenstance, Pikachu is better at edgeguarding Fox at low percent than at high percent, like it's really hard to edgeguard this character. For the majority of the cast. Oh, a couple characters edgeguard you really well. Oh, Pikachu. Oh, Shulk because forward air. Like that's it. He's really good at recovering against most characters, especially if you have walls, especially if you get hit any type of high, because then you side B high and then you have to somehow landing trap this character that has shine to stall his momentum, and also of course fast fall nair, fast fall down air, fast fall air dodge, things like that. It's scary. It's crazy. This character is really, really good. Super strong, in my opinion. Great damage up with some of the best combos. It's just, he's insane. He's so good. One of the best parry punishes because up tilt hits on both sides. It's just good. It's just really good. And the last character to just be outside of top 10 is going to be Snack. I think Snake is very good. However, the reason Snake is top tier but not top 10 is because Snake has a ton of even matchups. Most of the top tiers kind of maybe beat, go even, and lose to each other. But the problem is Snake has a lot of even matchups with random ass characters that are below him. Like, really random. Like, I think the Falco matchup's kind of even. I think the Byleth matchup might be slightly even, maybe slightly Snake favor. I think Snake loses about 7 to 8 matchups because I think he loses to Joker and Zero Suit and Palu and Game & Watch and Fox and maybe Min Min, actually. Definitely Lucina. No, sorry, not Lucina, sorry. Definitely Mega Man, definitely Inkling. Maybe Samus. But like either way, has a lot of even matchups, and the fact that this character is so mentally taxing and difficult to play at a top level means that if you're not playing super on point, you're definitely going to lose those type of matchups. And it's hard to stay that consistent at tournaments all the time, forever, all the time. It's hard. It's really, really difficult for Snake to do what he needs consistently. Of course, he's incredible. Frame 1, add a shield. Frame 1, grenade. So frame 1 combo break, which hits both people. He has amazing 2 frames with down smash and forward smash. He has, of course, up tilt, which is incredible. Down throw, up tilt, down throw tech chases in general. He has good aerials, but also his aerials are overall overrated in my opinion, because I don't think down air is super great. I think back air is pretty good, but like it's not great. So Snake oftentimes relies on people getting flustered and hitting grenades when they're not supposed to, and then getting grenade up air to grenade back air, which honestly, at people that are really good versus Snake very rarely do that, because we understand when to hit Snake, when to not hit Snake, when to let him camp, when to try to camp you, when to approach safely, and things like that. Like, there are some just really good players versus Snake that are really hard roadblocks for basically every Snake player, and it's rough. It's rough to overcome those, because sometimes, yeah, you get hit at 10, and then you try to fall with a grenade or B reverse, and then you get grabbed and thrown up or off stage, and then you up B, and then you do it again. But there are so many players that are good at covering against, like, good at covering Snake's recovery, which is super difficult. So, and that is going to be it for top tier. That's not top 10, which is basically top tier. I just wanted to break it off into see top 10. And the lowest character in top 10 is going to be Game & Watch. Yes, I put Game & Watch at 10 instead of 11 this time. Deal with it. But yeah, Game & Watch is just, he's insane. He's so good. He has the best out of shield option in the game, arguably the best move in the game. Like, it's a top 2 or 3 move in the game between like R.O.B down tilt and Zero Suit down B. Like, those are the 3 best moves in the game in my opinion. He has crazy combos, crazy juggling, some of the best kill potential in the entire game, because you either get really early kills with things like down tilt down smash forward smash, or you get edge guards, or you get down airs, or at higher percents, oh, you're just gonna throw them off stage because they're shielding, because shielding is good versus Game & Watch, and then your ledge jump gets meatied by forward tilt, which kills you at 110. So yeah. Oh yeah, Manada's also up there, sorry. But Game & Watch is insane. He's so good. He has a rising aerial that is -5, like that becomes -5, which is crazy because the only other character that has a safe rising aerial is Pikachu with -6 in his forward air. Game Watch has ambiguous animation, so it becomes really hard to ledge trap him, really hard to deal with things like air dodge if you want to, especially if people use, you know, gray Game & Watch, so you can't really see his invincibility on things like neutral getup and stuff like that, which is really, really difficult to deal with. He's just so good. He is so good. And yeah, does he lose a couple matchups? Sure, but his advantage state and his ledge trapping and his ledge pressure are so good that it doesn't matter. Because like Chef sometimes just wins matchups or wins games because it's like, oh, I hit them off stage at 30 and I chefed them and then they went to 60 and then I backered them because it comboed it off of Chef and then I can do it again. Like Chef is insane, up air is insane, down smash, up smash, back air, up air, nair. Like everything is really, really good with this character except for like up tilt. Like that's it. Like that's it. That's like his only bad move. Everything else is so good. Of course, Bucket, so he invalidates every single projectile character in the game. Is wild. He's so good. Next up is going to be Pokemon Trainer. Pokemon Trainer might be slightly worse than Game Watch. I'm not sure, but Pokemon Trainer overall is just really, really good. Strong options. Squirtle's good. Ivysaur can get some cheese kills or like really early kills with down throw up B. Of course, up air is incredible. Up throw up air is a kill confirm. Really good edge guarding because of nair and down air. Charizard is really heavy and difficult to deal with, and he's fast, and he has like 5 different neutral moves that are kill moves in terms of forward tilt and back air, and those are mostly it, but like also like forward air and down tilt sometimes, and YOLO Flare Blitz. But good recovery overall of this character. Of course, you have the frame 1 swap, so true combos aren't necessarily true, which can be difficult. I personally think Charizard's the best Pokemon, but also that's a weird hill to die on, so I'm down to say it's Squirtle too. All I know is Ivysaur is the worst of the 3, but Ivysaur is still very good. Like, I think technically if you were going to separate all 3 Pokemon, Squirtle is maybe the worst of them because he dies super early because he's incredibly light, but you never have to deal with that. You never have to deal with any of these characters' individual flaws because you can just switch to another Pokemon, which is insane because one of the Pokemon will be good in every single matchup. This character is just so versatile, has, you know, weird win confirms or like win conditions like back throw back air as Charizard, or you know, edge guarding with Squirtle, or just getting really good combos and mobility with Squirtle, or camping with Ivysaur. Some characters cannot deal with back air and stuff like that. Like it's really, really good. So yeah, this character's definitely top 10. Just not, you know, like still maybe loses to some camping for certain characters, and that's literally like the negative. Next up, number 8 is going to be Wolf O'Donnell. Wolf's insane. He has an amazing neutral, crazy good advantage state, great combos. His knockdowns are some of the scariest in the game because of fair back air and fair, at lower percents, fair weak bear into side B. Literally the only negative of this character is sometimes you can edgeguard him, but again, it's fairly difficult actually to edgeguard his side B, and if you commit early to a side B, then they don't do it, and they up B, it's pretty good. He has great parry footstool up B options, which can kill ridiculously early. I've seen Charlie do that a lot. He has great air mobility, a good projectile, solid combos. Like, there's nothing wrong with him. Everything about him is good, and if you mess up sometimes edgeguarding him, he kills, or side B can send down, which is really, really good. It's really, really scary. But yeah, like this character's wild. Super, super good. Great throw confirms. The reason I think Wolf is better than Fox at this point is because Wolf just has throw confirms. Fox doesn't. So things like down throw dash attack, up throw forward air, back throw being a kill throw, like are really, really important. There's nothing really wrong with this character. You have to outpace this character, which is really difficult to do a lot of times. Literally another potential small negative, which is really only going to be relevant against characters that have really good out of shield options, is I don't think his moves are necessarily safe on shield. I'm pretty sure Nair is like -8 or something like that if you're doing like a landing, like a falling Nair, not like land right when you do it. But like his back air is one of the strongest YOLO kill moves in the game, which also auto cancels and stuff like that. He's insane. Wolf is so good. Next up is going to be a slight demotion from where I had him in my last tier list, and that is going to be Shulk. Shulk is broken, and as you saw, I talked about this in my Shulk is top tier video that I put out recently, kind of talking about a video that was saying Shulk's not top tier. This character's wild. The reason I'm putting him slightly outside of top 5, because he's 7th right now, is honestly, this character can sometimes randomly struggle with landing and also projectiles, which I didn't realize before I started playing him, and then really like thinking more and more about it, right? Shulk, obviously, his strengths are incredible. He does so much damage. He can kill you. He can edgeguard you. He has a decent out of shield option in terms of up B, although if you have moves that are safer than up B, that's not great. He's great at dealing with people trying to aggress on him super hard because you have both shield art and, of course, just like jump back fair, right? It's super strong, but I think Shulk is really, really good. Again, lower than what I put him before, just because I'm starting to like view other characters differently, basically, and like valuing their strengths over Shulk, because like, my opinion of Shulk really hasn't changed. Shulk is incredible. Also, they did nerf shield art a little bit, although I don't really know the specifics, but I'm sure that hurts a little bit. Shulk's crazy. He's so good. He's so strong. He's insane. He's just really difficult. He's really, really difficult. Like, he cheats because you can switch to shield art. He invalidates multi-hits. He has really good matchups. I think he maybe has a couple more even matchups that people don't give him credit for, but also even matchups aren't the worst thing in the world. So like, again, if you put him at 4, 3, 5, whatever, like, I'm fine with that. Like, he's just a really good character. At number 6, just outside of top 5, is gonna be Miss Palutena. I think that Palu has slightly more flaws than people like to believe, especially after the nerf, because down throw back air isn't a kill thing anymore, isn't a kill confirm for the most part. I think Palu's incredible though. She's so good. She has one of the best neutrals in the game. She has really good 2-framing. She has multiple invincible moves. Her neutral is, like, her fair is -2, -3, -4, something like that. Back air is so good. Like, she's incredible. I do think people slightly overrate her because Palutena does struggle to kill. She struggles to kill. She is of the top of literally every character in top tier, probably. She struggles the most with killing of all of them. Maybe her and Peach, but Peach can do a lot of stuff. If you're just going to spam back air to try to get kills, you're gonna get parried. If you're gonna fish for back throws, people are gonna just take the stage against you and then, like, retreating aerial and stuff like that. Palu struggles to kill. She really does. She really, really does. And people don't value that enough. Like, people don't realize that because they're like, oh, but like Nair. It's like, okay, but just learn how to DI out on down tilt at the ledge, and you're fine. You're not gonna die to down tilt backer because it's not real. And like, Palutena's matchups are just, I feel like, overall getting worse and worse. And no, this isn't related to the thing, but like, I just think that overall people are trying to, like, understanding Palutena better, getting better at parrying, getting better at whiff punishing her, and understanding her DI flow charts and where to DI and where to SDI her moves and stuff like that. So I think Palu is very good. Don't get me wrong, 6th best in a game like this, incredible, but not top 5. At 5th best in the game is also a slight demotion from where I had them last time, and that is going to be Peach. Peach is insane. Her damage output's incredible. Her out of shield options, turnip, her edge guarding, everything about this character is so good. The only negative of this character is on a big stage versus zoners. That's it. Big stages versus zoners. If it's on a small stage versus zoners, she doesn't care. That's literally it. She hits you at 0 and deals you 60. She hits you at 0 and potentially kills you. Her edge guarding is incredible. She has a great counter for edge guarding. She has float, which is the best mechanic in the game. She's insane. Y'all have heard me talk about Peach so much. This character is absolutely broken. I think the matchup charts for Peach players are laughable because the explosiveness of the consistent explosiveness of this character makes up for a lot. Because like, oh, how do I hit this player? It's like, I don't know, corner them and then hit a landing back air. Like, Peach can struggle sometimes with zoners, don't get me wrong. Like, she struggles, in my opinion, like, it's an even matchup with Villager, maybe slight loss to Samus. You know, it struggles with some other characters as well, but I think Peach is really, really strong. I think she does fine versus Swordies, all of them, because they all have mediocre advantage states, and Peach's advantage state is one of the best in the game because float up air is broken. Float up air is broken. It's so good. Like, float up air is so good. Her advantage state is incredible. Then people just don't talk about it. Like, yeah, her combos are really good, but also her advantage state is incredible. Next up is going to be my teammate's main, Zero Suit Samus. I don't understand why people think this character's bad. I don't understand why people think this character has bad matchups, like a lot of bad matchups. She's so fast. She's the hardest character to hit in the game consistently. She has a good recovery. She has one of the best out of shield options in the game. The best out of shield kill option in the game in terms of up B, which is frame 4. She has really great shield pressure. She has incredible advantage state. She has everything you would want. She has Nair flip kick. She has Nair fair flip kick. She has Nair into back air. She has Zair into boost kick. She has ladders if you do them correctly on things like Battlefield and Small Battlefield and Stadium, and like, it's really, really good, especially with IDJ. IDJ makes this character's combos, like her ladder combos, real again, which is crazy. It's so good. It's so good. And her grab, while it's not great, still sets up into tech chases or forces people to jump immediately, which is hard to deal with. Her mix-up is crazy, and she's so fast and fluid that you have to be dealing with things in such an immediate way all the time. Like, does she lose a couple matchups? Does she lose to Pikachu and Joker? Yeah. Does she lose to Wolf and Shulk? Yeah, sure. But also, then she still stocks the 30, and it doesn't matter. I've won like 6 games versus Mars in tournament out of like the 5 sets we've played. So this character's good. This character's very, very good. And flip jump is arguably the best move in the game. It's great for getting off a ledge. It's great for killing. It's great for recovering. It's great for getting at a disadvantage. It's so hard for the majority of the cast to deal with it. It's like, oh my god, but what about if you read it? It's like, if you read a bad option, if you read an option and you hit them for it, that is on the player. There are a lot of times when you just don't have to flip jump as Zero Suit. A lot. Like a lot. And Zero Suits just do all the time. So no, like she's broken. Shut up, Mars. Next up, at third best in the game, is going to be Wario. He got a little bit of a bump up from my last video. Wario is wild. The more I think about this character, the more I'm just like, huh, he really kills you at 20 from a nair. At least once a game. With also having arguably the best neutral in the game, some of the best camping in the game because you get waft. He's consistent, he has great anti-airs, good combos, good damage, kill confirms that are not waft because he has things like weak nair into back air, down tilt into dash attack. He's insane. He's so good. He is so good. And again, he's one of the characters that's like, oh, in theory, he loses matchups, right? Like R.O.B and stuff like that. And then it doesn't matter because the matchup that you're thinking of is 0 waft Wario. What about 1 waft Wario? What about 2 waft Wario? If the Warios are really committed to camping for a minute and then fighting, getting your first stock, having waft for a second stock, and then camping, or like even camping for a minute and a half, playing first stock, playing second stock normal, have third stock waft. Like, you play at the minimum a 2-stock game versus this character, consistently. And it's crazy. Gluto's combos are really optimal with like double nairs and stuff. He's great without platforms, he's great with platforms. He is just so good. And does he get walled out sometimes? Yeah, but if he gets walled out, then it's like, cool, I'm just gonna dash backwards and wait. Because I'm Wario, and I can. And it's so good. It's so good. It's insane. And he has some of the highest representation of any character in the game. Because Japan loves this character. You have Tweak, you have Gluto. Character's wild. Weak fair into dash attack, down tilt dash attack, dare into half waft, everything into waft. You have up throw into full waft up, like on a platform. I saw Gluto get that recently and I hated it. Like not the fart part, but like the boosting up, and that's just dumb. Wario's insane. I honestly can think Wario's the best character in the game. It's totally possible. I think at the very least, the top 4 characters could be the best character in the game for various reasons. Second best character. You know, I actually really thought on this. I thought a lot. But I am going to put Joker still at number 2. I'm going to put Joker at number 2. For sure. Well, not for sure. He could be number 1. I would totally be valid at him being the best character in the game. It's totally fine. But Joker's insane. He's one of the hardest characters to hit in the game. He has crazy combos. Arsene exists. He has Tetrakarn. He has a frame 3 counter. He has really good combos. He just is everything you want in a character. Literally, the only negative of this character is sometimes he gets edge guarded sometimes. And yes, I said sometimes twice, and that's the point. Because even, like, it's so hard to edgeguard this character because you have to deal with his side B, you have to deal with early up B, you have to deal with late up B. Oh god, you're edgeguarding him, then suddenly he gets Arsene, haha, now you can't edgeguard him. He's invincible on his recovery when he has Arsene. You can hold down on his invincibility to then get an invincible 2-frame. He's so good. He has kill confirms out the ass. Like, he is so strong. He is so strong. Literally, the only reason I put him at number 2 and not number 1 is because I think he loses more matchups than Pikachu. And that's it. That's literally it. That's the only reason. That is the number 1 reason, and that's it. Like, Joker is insane. Like, you cannot hit this character. It's so hard to hit him. His camping is amazing. His aggression is amazing. He has safe aerials. Of course, he has the mental factor of Arsene. He has great edge guarding. Just everything about this character. Like, what does he not have? And he has a lot of representation. It's not even just Leo, although Leo obviously is the best player in the world. And the best character in the game is Pikachu busted. Pikachu busted, Pikachu busted. Super versatile. Pikachu loses, in my opinion, 2 matchups, which if you want to see a matchup chart, everyone let me know down in the comments below. I will do that. He's so good. I think that he has some of the best combos in the game. I was maybe literally the thing that put him on number 1 for me over Joker is up air bridges, because I think up air bridges break a couple of matchups. I think up air bridges are so dumb. With landing there on platform into upper bridges, you just get down through upper bridges, up tilt. This character's insane. The best edge guarding in the game. The probably best disadvantage in the entire game. Can camp really well with T-Jolt. Can have great aggression with T-Jolt and back air and forward air. Actually has some of the best ledge trapping in the game as well. Literally the main negative of Pikachu is the fact that he doesn't have just like dumb kill moves, like let's say boost kick or like Arsene back air and stuff like that. But still, Dare down smash is gonna kill at 100. You consistently get edge guard kills at 40, at 50, and 60. Like, you are never safe at any percent against Pikachu unless you are a very small amount of characters to his edge guarding or to his early kills. T-Jolt is such a good option. Back air is such a good option. He has pancaking. He has quick attack, which is one of the best disadvantage tools in the entire game. He has great platform combos. He can pressure platform. He has disjoints with forward smash and up air and up tilt, and he can anti-air people, and he can just air. He can whiff punish people with quick attack. Like, he has the best whiff punishing in the game because of quick attack, which can lead into combos, which is crazy. Like, this character has literally anything you can want and more, except for a winning matchup on Game & Watch and Ness, and that's it. Like, that's literally it. I can understand if you think he's like third best because like he gets walled out, but that's just me being impatient a lot of the times. He's so good. He's so good. Pikachu's insane. Like, you can have him as number 2, it's fine. I don't care. It's fine. But like, especially after the buffed Ferris and making bridges better, literally better, it's fine. Like, Pikachu is light, sure, but you can just like Zero, like I think Pikachu's the 3rd hardest character to hit in the game under Zero Suit and Joker, so you can oftentimes cover yourself with Thunder Jolts or quick attacks, or just kind of put yourself in situations where you'll only get hit by non-kill moves and still be fine and live. And like, that is a real thing. I think when offline comes back and I'm able to react to down throw and bridge people, it's over. I'm literally gonna beat everyone. Because like, some of my player demons, like Mars and Leo's Joker specifically, they get bridged. He bridges like the majority of the cast. Unfortunately, not against Ness and Game & Watch, but you know, we take those. It's crazy. This character's insane.
And that is it for my 9.0.1, but whatever, tier list. I really do think that, I mean, obviously, a lot of offline hasn't been happening except for Japan and a couple regions that are, you know, safe from quarantine right now. But I really just think the offline meta is just, again, slowly evolving, and characters are still getting better even when people are just practicing online and stuff like that. I really do think Captain Falcon's that good. These are no memes. This is not just to get clickbait or anything. I still think Cloud's overrated, Sonic's overrated. Those are just my opinions. I could totally be wrong because, of course, you know, there are good results from type of characters that I don't really think are super great. And yes, Pikachu is still busted. As always, social media, Panda, and partner stuff is down below. I will probably be making an updated Pikachu matchup chart pretty soon, so be on the lookout for that, because I know people like to quote those as like why they think Pikachu's good and stuff like that, so I'll be making that relatively soon. Thank you all for checking out all the parts of the tier list video. If you missed any, please don't forget to hit the playlist that's going to be over somewhere. I don't know, I forget if the iPhone flips the video, so I'm not exactly sure where it is, but thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.